So I hope you guys were paying close attention, because I'm not going to show you what you shouldn't be doing again. Son of a bitch! So you made it all the way to Nekravol Part 1. This is where some people seem to really split their opinion. Some people say from here all the way to Final Sin, the game gets easier. Others, this is where the game really starts to take off in terms of difficulty, primarily due to nerves. But it doesn't matter. You can't do a level-by-level Ultra Nightmare guide without doing every single level. So with that being said, today I'm going to be walking you guys through Nekravol Part 1. Now, if you guys are new to the series or brand new to the channel, these are level-by-level guides on how to approach every single fight in Doom Eternal and Ultra Nightmare. And some quick things, like always, if you guys missed any of the previous guides, you can check out the full dedicated playlist. That playlist also has some other things like how to utilize meat hooking, how to take advantage or prioritize certain demons in every fight, how to ballista boost on console. It's just some nice things to kind of get you to think outside the box, you know, not approach every fight with the same mindset and same go-to strategy. That's ultimately what these guides are, to know what's ahead of you in every fight and to think of alternative ways to approach the fight, or if you do something that normally you don't do, you don't panic, as there's always a way you can recover. Anyways, my apologies for the long ass intro. We're trying to hit the 10-minute mark. But jumping into this, immediately you're already put at a little bit of a disadvantage. You're going up an incline of stairs. These stairs have a number of zombies, and at the top of the stairs you got to deal with 2 cybermancubi, an arachnotron, and at least a gargoyle or 2. After pretty much restarting this level over and over again, on Nightmare I noticed that the positioning is slightly different every now and again, but the demons you're facing are always the same. It's going to be 2 cybermancubi, an arachnotron, and at least a gargoyle or 2. In this clip right here, you notice that the arachnotron met me on the stairs, and so because he basically isolated himself from the rest of the other heavy demons, I decided to prioritize him, throw myself over him, hit him with the shotgun blast, ballista shot, rocket launcher, put him in a glory kill, and then moving up the stairs, I saved the ice bomb for the 2 cybermancubi that, luckily for me, were right next to each other. And then I just chip out to both of them, keeping my distance, of course, because mancubi aren't that dangerous from a distance. Or an alternative approach to this fight, which normally this is how the positioning of these demons are. You're gonna come up the stairs, there's gonna be the cybermancubus immediately in front of you, a gargoyle right next to him, and an arachnotron to your left. What I do is ice bomb the cybermancubus, and I basically hug him, using him as cover from the arachnotron. Try to take out that cybermancubus as quickly as possible, and then I pull out the meat hook, grab onto the arachnotron to close that gap as quickly as possible, throw myself in the air, and rain down hell from above. You just want to stay as fluid as you possibly can. Keep an eye on both the cybermancubi, keep them at a distance. Should be a straightforward fight. Before leaving the area, I also recommend grabbing the Sentinel Crystal that's over here on the left hand side once you come up from the stairs. Now, once you start to get ready to leave this area, when you climb up here, there's going to be a cacodemon that spawns. You can take him out with a quick arbalist shot, or in this clip you can just keep going forward. Just be aware as soon as you climb up there, he is going to spawn. In the subsequent room, you're going to be dealing with a pinky, a prowler, a carcass, and some fodder demon. If you time it just right, you can hit all 3 or at least 2 of them with an ice bomb, take care of both of them, and then finish off the last heavy demon with some nice one-on-one combat. If you take enough damage, you can hit these fodder demon with, of course, a flame belch, chainsaw, or anything else that you might be low on. Before pressing forward, there's also going to be this small little area you can collect some armor down here, and around here up top there's some extra armor and some more ammunition. And it's a good idea to scavenge around for some extra resources, because in the next area you're going to come across your very first tyrant, a cybermancubus, a cacodemon, a prowler, and a whiplash. And what I like to do with this fight is, when I jump down here, I like to hover around this power up until the tyrant spawns, take advantage of one of those meat hooks to grab that power up, and then exclusively focus on that tyrant. From here, my next decision changes. Sometimes I immediately prioritize the cybermancubus that's in the back right hand corner, or I'll focus on the cacodemon first that spawns directly behind you, then the cybermancubus. The prowler's most likely going to come to you, and then try and take out that whiplash. As long as you stay fluid, know what's in the fight, you should be alright. It's also a good idea to use things like the pillar that I use right here as a way to protect you from the whiplash's attacks. Tyrant mancubus, or tyrant cacodemon, then mancubus, prowler, and then whiplash last. But again, whatever's closest to you, whatever's the biggest threat, you want to prioritize first. Once this fight's taken care of, you're going to drop down into this pit. You're going to be confronted with a Baron of Hell and some extra fodder demon. This one is extremely easy. As soon as you mess with this little console here, the doors directly in front of you are going to open, releasing the Baron of Hell. What I like to do is immediately ice bomb him, hit him with a grenade or 2, and then just everything you can think of. Just throw at him, lock on mod. Follow it up with the ballista shot, super shotgun, blast, back to the ballista. If you're quick enough, you can take care of him without him even stepping foot outside of the door. If you do manage to miss, or somehow he breaks out of it, that's fine. Just use the whole arena to your advantage. You'll be perfectly fine. And now it's time for the wonderful half boss fight of Calibus. Now pro tip, none of the pain elementals in this fight spawn until you destroy the first eyeball. So it might be a good idea if you don't want to deal with any of those pain elementals to chip at each one of their health down until they're all about a shot or two away from dying. Of course, there are some downsides. One of them being it's a little tedious and the game doesn't always cycle through every single eyeball. Sometimes it'll show the same two before showing the third or the fourth one. And in the back of the fight where the health packs are, there's always going to be a gargoyle spawning, basically shooting at you. So if you don't mind dealing with these platforms descending into the lava, waiting for the right eyeballs to pop out so you can chip at it, and then of course taking care of those gargoyles in the back of the fight, then this might be the way to go. Because yes, even though you're cycling through the eyeballs, making sure you're not caught in the lava by the platforms descending, and then those gargoyles, at least you're not dealing with any pain elementals on top of this. So if you're quick enough, you can in succession take care of each one of these eyeballs and then immediately progress to the next area. If a pain elemental does for one reason or another spawn before you finish off that last eyeball, what you can do is use the pain elemental as a means to get through Calibus even easier. You know, just meet the pain elemental, throw your stuff over to Calibus, hit him, and then immediately keep going forward, and that'll kill off the pain elemental, allowing you to not even worry about it. Once Calibus is taken care of, in this next area, if you go over to the right here, there's going to be a Praetor Suit point. Snag that, and then you're going to progress into this room where you got to deal with a Prowler, 2 Specters, and there's also going to be a Mastery token that I highly recommend you end up picking up before moving forward. Right here, I immediately take care of both Prowlers with the trap. I tried to take care of the Specters again with the trap, but it obviously didn't work out. So I ice bombed one, blood punched the other, no problem. You can find the Mastery token from the room that the 2 Specters came from, so you're going to grab that before going forward. There's going to be a Praetor Suit point up here to your left, and then if you want to grab the auto map station, it's just drop down right here, activate it, and you're good. Now you're going to dash across this big gap and come across the first big fight of this level. You're going to be dealing with all kinds of things: Cybermancubus, a Cacodemon, Prowlers, Whiplashes, Carcass, but the big notable one is in this fight you're going to be dealing with an Archvile. Now like usual, whenever an Archvile is brought into a fight, you want to prioritize him as soon as he spawns, eliminating his ability to spawn in any other demons, making this fight overly complicated. The 2 places the Archvile has ever spawned is right here in this left hand corner. The spot is downstairs. As soon as you come into this area, immediately when you turn to your left, right there, right behind the jump pad. The other spawn is right here, dead center upstairs. It's basically blocking your path of moving forward. Luckily for us, the way you trigger the next wave of heavy demons leading up all the way to the Archvile goes based off of you taking out the heavy demons itself and not based off of fodder demon kills. So if you're low on health or you need extra ammunition or anything like that, you can periodically, consistently clear out the fodder demon if you need those resources, and then focus on the heavier demon, working your way up to the Archvile. Now the way I like to approach this fight is immediately go upstairs. I feel like there's so much more room upstairs to move, allowing me to be a lot more elusive and not worry so much about being hit. As soon as you come up here, you're going to be dealing with a Dread Knight and a bunch of fodder demon. Try to stay weary of that trap in the center. You don't want to get caught by it. You can also obviously use it to your advantage. If a heavy demon comes underneath it, don't be afraid to squish him. Once that Dread Knight's taken care of, the next wave consists of a Carcass and a Whiplash. Of course, Whiplash is very easy with the lock-on mod, and then you can just take care of the Carcass at your own leisure. It's a good idea to get rid of them as soon as possible because obviously the shield can be a pain in the ass. Once the Carcass and Whiplash is taken care of, the next wave is going to spawn, which is a Hell Knight and a Cacodemon. After those two, you're going to be dealing with a Prowler and a Cybermancubus. So once you see that Cybermancubus spawn, then you know you're on that last wave right before the Archvile spawns, which means you want to put yourself in a position where you can take care of the Archvile, whether if he's up or downstairs. You want to be able to move as fluidly and as quickly as possible, which, as I showed in the Terrace Nabad guide, a quick BFG blast behind him, followed up with a super shotgun, gets rid of him very quickly. In this gameplay, the Archvile also spawned while the Prowler was still active, so I'm assuming that if you end up taking out the Cybermancubus before the Prowler, or even before the Hell Knight, the Archvile is still going to spawn. I could be wrong, but it seems like that Cybermancubus is really a deciding factor. If he's still alive, the Archvile won't spawn. If he's dead, the Archvile will. After clearing out that room, you're going to do some quick platforming and then be brought in this hallway where you got to deal with some fodder demon and a Mancubus. If you want, I don't recommend this because there is a fire that you got to platform through, but if you want, you can skip this Mancubus fight. I don't really recommend it because, you know, the pressure from behind and then the fire in front of you, it's not a good idea. Just know you can do that. Now, right before you come across that room with the buff totem, the Cybermancubus, Arachnotron, and of course the other fodder demon, you're going to come across this little puzzle right here. There's going to be a breakable wall to your right. Go through it, because there's going to be a mastery token right there, which is always something helpful to just, you know, have lying around. In this next room with the buff totem and the cybermancubus, what you want to do is immediately meat hook the cybermancubus, turn around and throw yourself on the platform to take care of that buff totem. From here, I like to take care of the cybermancubus first because, you know, it's pretty close to me. Kind of repeating the earlier method, just hugging him, using him as a shield from the Arachnotron, who surprisingly kind of pressured me and closed that gap. So I utilized the meat hook, throw myself over them. The grenade got them both in a glory kill, and then I focused on them back to back. Took care of the pinky, then the gargoyle. Once you activate the next console, you're going to move forward to the next area where you're going to be dealing with a whiplash and a marauder. This fight right here was kind of sloppy. I managed to recover nonetheless, but still, normally what I would do is ice bomb the whiplash, finish it off with a lock-on burst, and then just deal with the marauder one-on-one. But like I said, I had this fight kind of sloppy. If you end up getting damaged a lot, there's some fodder demon you can always utilize. If you're being pressured a little too heavily by the marauder, you can always go down the hallway over there. You know, like always, there's no reason to ever fight any demon in a position you're not comfortable with. You can always utilize the entire arena to your advantage. But once the marauder is taken care of, that is it. We're gearing up for the last big fight. This fight consists of a cybermancubus, a carcass, a whiplash, a bunch of fodder demon, 2 doom hunters, and I believe a dread knight. Now, as soon as you step foot in this fight, dead center, right in front of you, is where the whiplash is going to spawn. So if you want, you can already have your rocket launcher ready with the lock-on mod, lock onto it, take care of that. It makes things a little easier. You'll notice from this clip, I was immediately rushed from a spectre from the side, so you don't have a whole lot of room of error if you try to do this. Or if you come out from the right side door, you should have a little bit more room because it looks like that spectre always comes from the left-hand side. Once that bastard's taken care of, a carcass is now going to be in the same spot as that whiplash was. A quick ballista shot should put it in glory kill, and then from here I focus immediately on that cybermancubus, again keeping my distance, utilizing the meat hook and of course all the monkey bars, trying to stay out of that Hell Knight's reach, which is the main goal with both the cybermancubus and the Hell Knight. Don't forget, if you have things like blood fueled as your rune, you can always utilize things like chainsaws and glory kills to get a nice speed boost. You can also use that time to catch your breath more or less. Remember, you're invulnerable during those moments. Once the Hell Knight is taken care of, there's going to be the 2 doom hunters that spawn. Now what I like to do is go to the opposite end of the room and fire off a BFG shot to essentially make sure that that shot can travel for as long as possible, affecting the 2 of them as much as it possibly could. Then I follow up with a quick assault on one of the doom hunters, separating him from the other, and just like I did with the cybermancubus, utilizing the meat hook, staying in the air, dashing whenever they lock onto me, and keeping up that pressure, but at the same time keeping my distance from either one of them, as a swipe attack from either one of the doom hunters is pretty deadly. So you want to run that risk of having your run cut prematurely because you were sloppy with how close you were to one of them. But I mean, that's essentially it. If you panic or you don't want to get too crazy and land all these extra shots, you can always try to crucible the doom hunter. A crucible will instantly destroy its craft, and then you can follow it up with another crucible or even a BFG blast. I just personally don't use super weapons all that much. Even during my Ultra Nightmare runs, I kind of stick to the basic arsenal. Don't forget as well, ice grenades do work on the doom hunters. They don't work on them during the one-on-one boss fight during the doom hunter base, but after that, once they become a reoccurring enemy within normal arena fights, ice bombs do work on them. That is it. You successfully completed Nekravol Part 1. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. If you guys have any other tips, tricks, anything you feel like I've missed, feel free to post that stuff down in the comment section. The most helpful comments on these guide videos are always pinned. If you have any additional questions, feel free to post that stuff as well. I try to be as active with you guys down in the comment section as much as I possibly can. And like always, if you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, link to that is always down below. I'm just gonna let the pinned comments and the messages you see speak for themselves. But like always, my name is Cynic. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this did help you guys out. But until the next guide, I'll see y'all later.